yeah? Are you still out there? Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So we're gonna party till the sun comes up, man. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But you know what? See, right about now, we have the privilege of working with this.
Wow. That is all.
There's also been helicopters circling around with bright lights. They are bringing in some personnel. They're clearing out that part of the park. Now, secondary and tertiary explosive devices are something they are certainly very much on the look for, as we have been reporting. It is very common to set off one explosion, wait then until police authorities and ambulances and different people who come in to help are there. Then a second or third explosion goes off. So what we can report for you right now is that police are now on a very high state of alert. They're now responding to what they believe are 2 more explosive devices inside the park. We'll keep you updated when we get more. Back to you.
Bonnie, have they been able to give you any sort of description as to what type of devices these are, or whether they were found in paper bags like the first device that exploded tonight?
At this point, what we know just came across the police radio. It was just confirmed. They just know that there were 2 more explosive devices they believe in the park.
Additional on at the time of the explosion.
There's so many people bothering her all the time. I didn't want to be another person.
And nobody's bothering you, right?
Well.
Get out there.
But you know what? See, right about now, we have the privilege of working with this.
Something, in fact, flew by the camera there. If you look just from the right of your screen to the left as it moved across, it rattled the camera. As you can see, it had a big effect on that.
Ever since the original if we can find out more information on that, of course, we will bring it to you. But right now, this entire area is literally crawling with police officials, with federal officers, state officers. We've had the facility where we're broadcasting from literally searched. We've had an officer here getting our names, checking our credentials. So there are so many police.
Yeah, but it's in front of the AT&T
Park. People can.
All right,
but we'll
Bonnie,
try to get that information as quickly as possible.
for the benefit of viewers who may just be joining us now, can that police official tell you, with those other 2 devices that have been located in the park, so we're talking about a total of 3 now, what's the status of them? Have they been removed? Have they been disabled?
Lyndon, he just got the call on his radio probably 30, 40 seconds ago that 2 more explosive devices had been found in the park. So at this point, they're trying to move people out of those areas of the park. They are moving bomb experts in. Again, these are initial reports. He is taking it enormously seriously. He has left our area here. And
We're going to take a look at some videotape of people being brought in.
search. We do know that they've got the highest tech type of...
From a raw and unedited point of view, did appear to be superficial on the leg.
Said this is the
medical
force ever assembled in U.S. history.
And they are clearing the street here. So right now we will toss it.
Detection. There are 40 dogs here that are.
From an.
There were only 40 people, period, in the bomb squad in L.A. So you can see that Atlanta has been taking this threat very, very seriously. And as you've reported, though, access to the park is open. There are no magnetometers. There is no way to screen the thousands, the tens of thousands of people who go through that park every day.
And obviously, Bonnie, the big question in the result of this explosion, and as you mentioned, just learning moments ago, the discovery of 2 other explosive devices within that Centennial Park. Are they going to upgrade the security? Will people be allowed to go back into the area?
The Centennial Park, as he had his perspective of the explosion that injured several people. The initial reports were that between 150, 200 people were injured. Some witnesses are saying that it was a much lower total than that. However, Grady Hospital says it has been treating 35 people. Georgia Baptist
they're moving.
Told us just a few moments ago ACOG has now confirmed that there have been 2 people killed in this. The Federal Bureau of Investigation is on the scene. They have said that it was some type of explosive device. They are saying it is still a little bit too early to...
Rogers of WXI.
The heart of the Centennial Olympic Park wanted to get people away from there. The big fear was that there might be a secondary device, as we've seen so often in Northern Ireland and in areas of conflict in the Middle East. Sometimes there are ambush bombings where one initial device goes off and then authorities respond to that, and more casualties result from a second bomb going off in that area. And as CNN has just learned, there are a total of 3 explosive devices that have been discovered in this Centennial Olympic Park. The first one exploded about 1:20 a.m. Eastern Time, while a large group of people was in the 21-acre site. There you see a map of the downtown area of Atlanta. Where you see CNN Center, that's where we're broadcasting from, and then directly north of that, there are a variety of tents and corporate sponsorship.
And he said that they had asked him to come out periodically.
Atlanta, where thousands of people, hundreds of thousands of people congregate, many of them who have not been able to secure tickets for some of the Olympic sporting events, can go free of charge. It's completely open. There are displays people can take in. The concert that everybody had gathered in front of by Jack Mack and the Heart Attack, just one of a series of concerts going on this Olympic week, was open. People did not have to go through any sort of metal detectors.
Right before the explosion, we had tape we showed you earlier. We can show you that tape right now.
What is bothering you, right?
Well,
Tape that we showed you. All right, I'm just getting an update from Georgia Baptist Hospital that 38 people have been brought in. 1 person in full cardiac arrest. 1 person suffering a... Again, the
1 confirmed fatality.
Explosion that occurred in downtown Atlanta at 1:20 a.m. Eastern Time. And CNN has learned that 2 other explosive devices have been found within that Centennial Olympic Park. There is no word at this time whether the
Saw some video.
Everybody out of the sound booth, cleared the light people.
Pressure drops. It takes a while for the winds to really...
Monster again.
Tape that we rolled that was taken by Robert G. You couldn't really see much in the way of a large orange flame or anything like that, but you did see resulting blue smoke. And that's perhaps what led to so much confusion in the area. People wondering whether this was part of the band's presentation, whether it might have been a pyrotechnic effect that we see at so many concerts these days. But it's become very obvious and very clear that it was not. CNN has confirmed at least 1 person killed by this explosion, and as we have just learned from Georgia Baptist Hospital, 1 person has been brought in full cardiac arrest.
It's best to...
Other people, other area hospitals.
One is junk food.
Injuries. They've had a lot of walking wounded come in as a result of that blast. Let's roll some comments now from eyewitnesses who were in the immediate area when that...
They're being taken care of up there. We've had...
You can see why.
People, and there was 1 man.
gay band going on. It seemed like everything was fine. Everyone was partying like the normal, everyday dancing. And all of a sudden, a big explosion took place. I saw it looked to me like an orange explosion and then smoke everywhere. A lot of people started to panic right away.
To go sketch.
Fireworks. It didn't feel like fireworks to me because the ground actually shook. I mean, I've never felt something like that before. I've had time to calm down a little bit.
Any pack?
What to do, and people just turned and started running. It was almost like a stampede. Like I said earlier, authorities came in and we started walking out. Some people were running, and they actually came up to myself and some other families and said, "Don't walk, run." It was unbelievable.
In this particular case, what normally takes place over there? Because you were there, you made a visit last night, you were there earlier today, you were visiting different venues, seeing what was going on in the way of athletics, but what actually usually goes on there?
Let me tell you, first of all, well, normally it's a party atmosphere. There's a lot of dancing, singing. It's a free concert in which different groups from all over come. Like I said, tonight was a reggae band. Last night was Travis Tritt. But I must mention that last night I tried to get close to the stage, and it was so packed in the park that I couldn't even get close. So they were, I mean, in a way, it was fortunate that it wasn't as full. It was probably half full of the people. Otherwise, I don't see how we would have gotten out so quickly.
You did.
Well, we presume that would be a finger or a toe.
What hospital are you at?
At the time of the explosion for a concert. The man who took this footage described the scene.
Our sound engineer discovered the bomb. He saw it in a paper bag. It was put in front of the sound stage.
I did not see any of the people that might have gotten hit, but
There were as many as 50 extra staffers already in the hospital from the first.
Now, I think we can say that we're working really hard to get everybody calm, you know, the people that are coming in, because
at the Olympic events, or in this case, when they have a concert, they put the person playing on the edges so everyone can see. It was literally right there at the edge, and people were there dancing. I don't see how they could have gone unhurt.
But in your case, you did not see a transformer?
I did not see anything, no. I just saw the light, I saw the
operating room, she had a light.
In the 25.
At the park, the policeman took my buddy away.
Here we saw.
Right, too, because again,
one of the eyewitnesses at the time of the explosion about 2.5 hours ago, right in the heart of downtown Atlanta. Again, CNN confirming one person killed as a result of the blast. We've also learned from an area hospital that another person has been brought in full cardiac arrest, suffering a heart attack in the wake of this explosion. Atlanta Mayor Bill Campbell and Beverly Harvard confirming those numbers for us. They're saying as many as 65 people have been injured by the blast. There is some speculation that the bomb in question was a pipe bomb, but that has not been officially confirmed. And CNN learned just moments ago when we were talking with our correspondent Bonnie Anderson at the site of the Centennial Olympic Park. She was being told by a police official who had just learned from his radio transmission that 2 other explosive devices have been found in that same 21-acre park site. Now, we have not been able to independently confirm that, but the immediate priority right now for security personnel is to either disable and or remove those 2 other explosive devices. We're not being given any description in terms of what they are, whether they are similar devices to the one that exploded.
Track and field, the finals of the 100
pretty
men and women. Talking to anyone there, have you gotten a sense of?
Heard that is a very densely populated area. It's one of the most popular. All right, you can see police in our live shot looking down at the Olympic Park site. They are checking trash bins in the area. We had some conflicting reports that the initial explosive device that was found was located near a trash bin.
Just to try.
Her bag, the sound technician alerted police.
Trying to give you the best picture we can from our location because we're in a position.
Technician stayed with.
Way, we were hoping the Bill Dwyer would be coming up from Los Angeles.
Well, imagine the heart of downtown Atlanta was just ablaze with flashing lights and screaming sirens as security to get those emergency response vehicles.
Rid of Mr.
Jim Gray. Jim?
Who was in that Centennial Olympic Park out. And again, with what we are told is the discovery of 2 additional explosions. And my colleague Judy Woodruff is sitting right now with the person who was able to videotape one of those. Judy?
That's right, Lyndon. The fellow who we're speaking about is Robert G. He and his wife Nancy were in the park videotaping with Robert's handheld video camera the dancing, the goings-on, the partying, and it's a truly remarkable video. This is the only video we're aware of that is available right now of the actual explosion. Let's take a look at that. Let's go from our live camera to the video that was shot at 1:20 this morning, and let's listen and let's look. Listen carefully. can see, you can hear that the force of that explosion was powerful. Those who said at first that they thought it was part of the performance of the band, clearly it was something that was much more than that. We also have, well, joining us now, let's turn to Robert G., who's with me. Robert, you and your wife, Nancy, who's also here with us in the studio, tell us what you were doing just before the tape was rolling, what you saw, what you heard.
We were just enjoying the music with the rest of the crowd at the time, trading pins, dancing, and I was taping the crowd. Nobody seemed to be moving anywhere in particular. Everyone was just having a good time. When suddenly the floor basically just shook beneath us, and the muffled boom occurred. And I'd realized that the camera was pointing approximately to the explosion at that time.
You can see the sound stage there, the multi-story structure back there in the background, in the shadows almost. This is right where the explosion hit. Nancy G., you're here with us in the studio. Tell us what you saw and what you heard.